Welcome to the 8 Immortal Breaths. Let us tune in with the Bagua Mudra. Inhale deeply from your center and tone from your center. Kani Jen Duigen Kenson Chien Tai Chi Ao. The first immortal breath is immortal breath to the 7 endocrine glands. And we're going to perform 8 dragon pearl breaths as we ride the camel, and then subjugate the breath as we spiral the energy through the 7 endocrine glands. Here we go. Inhaling deeply into the dragon pearls, poetic code for the gonads, for men the testicles, for women the ovaries. Belly expands as you inhale into the dragon pearls, and as you exhale with perineum power, you see the dragon pearls spiraling. And we're going to spiral that energy through the 7 endocrine glands. Here we go. Hold the breath out with perineum power, dragon pearls spiraling, gentle perineum power, the rest of the body's relaxed, and spiral the energy around the gonads, the adrenals, pancreas, thymus, thyroid, pituitary, pineal, all 7 endocrine glands along the Ren meridian. See them spiraling, feel them spiraling. Then inhale deeply into the 7 glands. And exhale a sigh to relax. The second immortal breath to the 5 stations, is bringing the energy up the dew channel along the spine. Quick review, 5 stations: sacrum, T11 behind the solar plexus, C7 most protruding cervical vertebrae, jade pillow where the neck meets the skull, and the crown. So we perform 8 dragon pearl breaths. Inhale into your dragon pearls as the belly expands. Exhale perineum power. And then we're going to do a breath subjugation and spiral the energy, kind of like the dragon pearl spiraling. That's the turbine pressurizing up through perineum power around the 5 stations. Okay, here we go. 8 dragon pearl breaths as we ride the camel. I want to begin by clearing the lungs. As with most breathing exercises. And here we go. Inhale into the dragon pearls. Exhale perineum power. Subjugate the breath, dragon pearls spiraling, perineum power, except from that, whole body's relaxed, and spiral from perineum up, sacrum, T11, C7, jade pillow, bring the neck back a little bit more, the crown, tap the crown a little bit, and the entire dew channel, spiraling from the dragon pearls up the dew channel, energizing the body with yang energy, and bringing the energy all the way up to the brain. Hold the breath for as long as comfortable. Then deep inhalation. Exhale a sigh. Relax perineum power in the whole body. The third immortal breath to the 5 organs. Like the first 2 immortal breaths, we begin with 8 dragon pearl breaths as we ride the camel. Then we're going to subjugate the breath, but this time as we spiral the energy with breath subjugation, same thing, dragon pearl spiraling. First one we spiraled up to the 7 endocrine glands, second to the 5 stations, well now to the 5 organs, the energy spiraling through the 5 organs on this one. Okay? Begin by clearing the lungs. And here we go. Belly expands as you inhale into the dragon pearls. Exhale, perineum power, ideally with the sigh. After the 8th one, hold the breath out, perineum power, rest of the body's relaxed, dragon pearls spiraling, gently tighten the right and left side of the anus, feel the energy spiraling around the right and left kidney. Tighten the right side of the anus, feel it spiraling around the liver. Center of the anus, feel it spiraling around the heart gently. Left side of the anus, feel it spiraling around the spleen. Left and right sides of the anus, feel it spiraling around the lungs. And then just feel it. Kidneys, liver, heart, spleen, lungs, calm, kind, love, open, courage. As you subjugate the breath with gentle perineum power, feel the energy spiraling in the 5 organs. And inhale deeply into the 5 organs. Exhale a sigh and relax. The 4th immortal breath is the harmonization breath, regular alternate nostril breathing with awareness of the sun and the moon. And because regular alternate nostril breathing is a traditional tantric yoga practice, I'm using the traditional placement of yin and yang on the body, yin on the left, yang on the right. In the Tao, we switch them because it's alchemical placement, but in this practice, that's the position. And you visualize the moon occupying the entire space from the bottom of your foot up to above your head on the left, and the sun from the bottom of your right foot up to your head on this side. So you have the moon on the left, the sun on the right, from the bottom of the foot up over the head, so it's occupying the entire space of the body, and they're intersected because we're using this Kriya to help us hold the center. It's like the thrusting channel, left, center, and right, okay? And in traditional yoga, we've got Ida, Pingala on the left and right, and then Sushumna in the center. Well, as you inhale the lunar energy from the left and it passes through to the right, you're feeling it go through the core channel. As you inhale from the right, it passes through the core channel as it goes to the left. And we're inhaling through kidney 1 on the left side and the left nostril as we inhale through the left, and then kidney 1 on the right side and the right nostril as we inhale solar energy through the right. Okay? So begin by clearing the lungs with gentle perineum power. I also use, you can just follow along with me if you're just coming to this and you don't know the Bagua Mudra yet, but I count, because we do 8 of these, with the Bagua Mudra. So you'll notice I do that right here as a method of counting while we do the Kriya. Okay, clear the lungs again, perineum power. Inhale through the left nostril. As the belly expands, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right nostril. Exhale through the left. For 1 round, we do 8. Cool light of the moon, inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Warm light of the sun, inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Cool light of the moon, inhale through the left. Wash out excess heat on the right. Warm energy through the right of the sun. Wash out excess cold on the left. Cool light of acceptance, inhale through the left. Wash out aversion on the right. Warm light of generosity, inhale through the right. Exhale attachment on the left. Halfway there. Inhale through the left, cool light of acceptance. Exhale excess heat of aversion on the right. Inhale warm light of generosity on the right. Exhale, excess hold of attachment on the left. On the left side, inhale, acceptance. Exhale, aversion. On the right side, inhale, generosity. Exhale, attachment. 2 more. Inhale, balanced yin of cool acceptance on the left. Watch out, imbalanced yang of aversion on the right. Inhale, balanced yang of generosity on the right. Wash out, imbalanced yin of attachment on the left. Inhale, the moonlight on the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale, solar light on the right. Exhale through the left. Vesica Pisces Mudra. Nice inhalation. Yin and yang, left and right, equal and balanced in the central core channel. Left and right, moon and sun, yin and yang, equal and balanced in the center. The 5th immortal breath is Bagua Astral Chakra Kriya. And I was inspired by the most powerful exercise in Kundalini Yoga, which is called Sudarshan Chakra Kriya, where you inhale through the left nose and exhale through the right, and you're doing compression, breathing with breath retention. But I find that to be too stimulating upon deeper study of the human body and yogic energetics. So I prefer to do that belly pulsation with breath subjugation, okay, which is what we're going to do. And just like Sudarshan, where you inhale left, exhale right for every breath, because the left nostril and the entire left side of the body is governed by the right brain, which is the yin receptive brain. It's like the word Kabbalah. We want to receive the energies of the astral chakras, which in this practice are the 8 natural deity allies, which we situate with this Kriya along our personal chakra system. The locations of each chakra, we're going to superimpose 8 natural deity allies of the earth, the first chakra, second chakra is the moon, third chakra Saturn, fourth is the sun in the heart. In the center of the brain is the North Star as the pole star for our personal pole star. And then all pole stars, the 1,000-petaled lotus of the crown. The Earth Star below our feet is kind of the hub for all things form. And then the Heaven Star above the head is our hub for all things formless. So they're more kind of like the 3 pure ones. They're like just the pure essence of form below us, pure essence of formless above the crown, okay? And so we're piggybacking on top of the last Kriya, the 4th one, Harmonization Breath, where we finished in Vesica Pisces Mudra. And then we're using inhale left, exhale right, except a very advanced way to do this. Most people don't know. I didn't, even after many years of yoga practice. Instead of holding the nostrils, when you turn the head to the right, you seal the right channel, and you're therefore inhaling through the left. When you turn your head to the left and you're sealing the left channel all the way, as far as you can, you're sealing that channel and you're inhaling through the right. So every breath, we inhale left and then we exhale right, just like Sudarshan Chakra Kriya in Kundalini Yoga, okay? It's a this is powerful. This is a stairway to heaven. So take it easy with the breathing, nice and relaxed. Simply invite these natural deity allies to reside within you, which they always do, but consciously is the next level. One last detail you need to be aware of to practice this Kriya correctly. Vesica Pisces Mudra, inhale, exhale, we got that. Now, as the breath is subjugated, held out, mentally, I'll do it audibly so we're on the same page and you can learn this. But once you know it, it's mental. Breath is subjugated, and we go kan li jun tui kun ken sun chen tai chi yao, just like when we tuned in, okay? And we're using the Bagua, so we call this Bagua Astral Chakra Kriya. We're using the Bagua to claim the natural deity allies as our personal chakras, okay? So when we do it for the earth with the perineum, every time you pulse, you're seeing you can use whatever colors you want, but the colors I'm going to use are the ones that I find most in alignment with Taoist inner alchemy. So I invite you to go with that for now. You can, earth holds all colors, sun holds all colors. You can do the ones that you like later, but I recommend going with this for now. So you're pulsing blue light, yin energy of earth, and the water that covers most of it. Each pulsation, kan, li, jun, tui, you're seeing that blue light at your perineum. And then tai chi yao, yao is a god name, yogic mantra of immortal transformation. It's the three fundamental vowels out of which all language, at least in Western language, but arguably all known language, come out of. E, A, and O. Okay? And that's what you're doing for each one, okay? So just so you're aware of why we're doing that as we go through this Kriya, okay? And we're piggybacking on top of the last Kriya, Harmonization Breath. Now you're really feeling your core channel from the perineum straight up the center of the body to the crown. And we're gonna place the natural deity allies along it now. Inhale deeply. Exhale a sigh to relax. Inhale blue light of the earth into your perineum. Exhale. Compressing that blue light into the perineum with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Belly pulses with each one of those sounds. Inhale white light of the moon, midway between the sacrum and the sex organ. Compress that white lunar light into the sex chakra with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Inhale yellow light of Saturn into your navel solar plexus center. Kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Inhale the blue-green light of the sun into your heart, midway between the sternum and the back of your spine, in the center of the chest. Compress that blue-green light very gently into the heart chakra with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Inhale violet light of the North Star into the center of the brain, right behind the mid-eyebrow. Nice deep breath as the belly expands. Exhale completely. Compress that violet light of the North Star into your brain with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Inhale violet light merging on radiant white light with all pole stars as the 1,000-petaled lotus as you inhale. And exhale. Compress the pole stars into your crown with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. Bring your awareness to the Earth Star, gold sphere, 6 inches beneath your feet. And compress that hub of all things form into your core channel with kan, li, jun, tui, kun, ken, sun, chen, tai, chi, yao. And then crystal clear light, whitish clear light on the heaven star above your head, regulating all things formless. As you inhale and exhale, compress it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Kenson, Chen, Tai, Chi, Yao. Now, technically, the Kriya is done here, but we do a final integration breath. Nice inhalation. Inhale. Earth, Moon, Saturn, Sun, North Star, Pole Star. Form, formless. And feel them all spiraling along your core channel. With gratitude and reverence for the beings that they are and the energy and inspiration they offer us. The sixth immortal breath is called Bagua Breathing. And if I were to transmit one of these 8 immortal breaths, it would be this one. It's really simple. We use the Bagua Mudra with it. And you're going to inhale 8, hold 8, exhale 8, hold the breath out for 8, and we do it 8 times. Okay? Let's just begin with a big inhalation. Exhale aside and relax. And just follow my fingers. Inhale for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Kan for 8. Subjugate the breath for 8. Inhale for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Li for 8. Subjugate the breath for 8. Inhale, Jun for 8. Hold for 8. Thunder and lightning. And also wood in terms of our 5 elements practice. Exhale, Jun for 8. Subjugate for 8. Inhale, Tui for 8. Hold for 8. Rain and lake, but also metal in our 5 element practice. Exhale, Tui for 8. And after subjugating for 8, we inhale earth for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Kun for 8. Subjugate for 8. Inhale, Ken, mountain for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Gen for 8. Subjugate for 8. Inhale, Sun for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Sun for 8. Subjugate for 8. Inhale, Chen for 8. Hold for 8. Exhale, Chen for 8. Subjugate for 8. That's formally where the Kriya ends, but then I usually do Vesica Pisces Mudra and just take a nice deep breath. And exhale a sigh and relax. The 7th immortal breath is Bagua Mudra Kriya. So we tune in with Bagua Mudra, Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Ken, Sun, Chen. But this is the Kriya, which means completing action. So we're going to do that 8 times. We do it 1 time per direction and force. Bagua means 8 phenomena. So the 8 phenomena that come to us from the 8 directions, just like we use the Bagua to grab each of the astral chakras, okay? We're using the Bagua. We're essentially giving each phenomena its own Bagua to say, hey, be with me, okay? So this is the most detailed Kriya, and really it's just an opportunity for you to get totally effortless with Bagua Mudra. Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Ken, Sun, Chen. That's real powerful alone, okay? So I'll go slow with this one. Of all of them, this is the one where sometimes I get confused and I have to go back and start the Kriya over, but if we do it slow, we should be okay. All right? Big, deep breath. Exhale aside to relax. From the north behind you, inhale water into your center and seal it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. From the south in front of you, inhale fire. Seal it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. From the east on your left, inhale. And seal Jun, thunder and lightning, in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. From the west on your right, we inhale rain and lake into your center. And seal it in. Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. So we have the 4 cardinal directions. Now we get the corners. Your front right corner, we inhale earth energy, yellow sphere. Into your center and seal it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. From your back left corner, we inhale mountain, a mountain sphere, into your center. Seal it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. Almost there. From your front left corner, we inhale Sun, wind, into your center. Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. And from your back right corner, we inhale heaven into our center. Chien, and seal it in with Kan, Li, Jun, Tui, Kun, Gen, Sun, Chien. And the Bagua is concluded there, but I, as usual, put my hands in Vesica Pisces and then just take a nice big deep breath and feel the equalization, the integration and equalization of all of the 8 phenomena into my center. The 8th Immortal breath is the 360 spin Kriya. Vesica Pisces Mudra. And this time we're bringing the elements, the directions, the phenomena, the Bagua is a container for, Bagua means 8 phenomena, into our center in pairs. Okay? Kan Li, Jun Tui, Kun Ken, Sun Chen, and then Tai Chi, which is fusing all that is form and all that is formless. Okay? And then we're spiraling, okay? Now, and I have to explain this in the beginning so you know what's going on. We're essentially inhaling 2 spheres into what's directional fusion. So 2 spheres come into our center at once. So Kan and Li, water and fire, you're inhaling a blue pearl from behind you, a red pearl from the front, okay? And then we're going to exhale Kan Li to resonate with that water and fire. And then as we subjugate the breath, as usual, we allow those 2, I'll do it sideways, but imagine it would be front and back, okay? Those 2 pearls are spiraling the energy of water in the back, fire in the front, 36 times. So if you had 2 pearls that were rolling towards each other 36 times as you hold your breath, okay? And you're using this, imagine if you had a pearl pressed up into your core channel in the back and the front, and they're intersecting right in your core channel. So essentially what we're doing with this is we're drawing the thorax. Sometimes I call this the Bagua Taurus, okay? It's like a 3-dimensional Vesica Pisces. So you're spiraling in water and fire, wood and metal, and then the energy from the corners, okay? They're spiraling in simultaneously. okay? So if you add up the math, you're going to have 36 and 36 front, back, left, right, corners, okay? And then up and down, that gives you 360 spins, okay? I'll articulate it as we go through, but just a little sound bite. And then the last 3 breaths, so we have 8 breaths, like the rest of the 8 immortal breaths. You're feeling that energy coming from the directions in 360 degrees, and then we exhale Da for the first of the last 3 breaths, Ra and Ma, representing Jing, Qi, and Shen. Okay? Da, Ra, Ma. Da is earth, Ra, like Ra, the sun god, energy, and then Ma for the mind. The mind is very reflective like the moon. Okay? Sun and moon. Okay? So, let's go through it and see how we feel. We're in Vesica Pisces Mudra. Nice deep breath. Exhale, a sigh to relax. Inhale, blue water pearl from behind, red fire pearl from the front, directly into your core channel. Lengthen the breath as long as you can, and then as we exhale, and then 36 times simultaneously, they spiral into our center. Red pearl spiraling this way, blue pearl spiraling this way, 36 times. Channeling all that fire in and all that water in, 36 spirals. Then we inhale from the left and right, Jun and Tui, green and white. Hold for a moment, you see them pressing up onto your core channel, supporting you, and then exhale. Jun, Tui. Now this one's easy to see, 36 times from each direction. Rain and lightning, bam, right in your core channel, okay? Kun, Ken, inhale into your center. And then hold for just a moment and then exhale. Kun, Ken. And then they spiral simultaneously 36 times each. Sun, Chen. Inhale into your center from the corners. And exhale. And they spiral 36 times simultaneously, pressing up into your core channel. So now we have a torus all around us. Now we inhale from above and below, form and formless into our center. Hold for just a moment, and we're going to exhale Tai Chi Yao. Tai Chi Yao. And then from above, counterclockwise spiraling, from below, clockwise spiraling 36 times each simultaneously, channeling in, form and formless. So there's the 360 spin. Now, we inhale from all the directions in the 360 degrees into our center. Nice deep breath. And we feel it empowering our physical body, Jing, Qi, Shen, right? With Da. Da. Which means earth. Feel it supporting your physical body. Okay? Inhale from the directions, 360 degrees again into your center. Hold for just a moment. We're going to exhale to Ra. This time it's empowering Qi. Ra. Hold out for just a moment. And the final breath. Inhale from the directions in the 360 degrees into your center. And feel all of that empowering your Shen, Jing, Qi, Shen, body, energy, consciousness with Ma. Ma. Then just take a nice deep breath. Exhale, relax. And allow the Qi to meditate on you. Go ahead and spiral your energy and collect it in your center. Thank you for sticking with me through these practices. And each one is a whole practice by itself. Quite often I use the first three in sexual practice a lot. If I want to bring more Ren energy in my body, I spiral it up the 7 endocrine glands. If I need more Yang, I spiral it up the 5 stations. And then if I want to bring it into my organs, okay, 5 elements, I bring it into the 5 organs with a third immortal breath to the 5 organs, okay? When it comes to integrating new practices, I like to begin them on the new moon and then practice them from that point forward. You can do each one independently. If I was just going to do one, quite often I just do the first 3. I'll use those in sexual practice a lot. The 4th one, harmonization breath. If I've got something emotional going on, so much suffering just comes out of that resistance, that aversion, and that attachment. I mean, all of Buddhism really could be summed up in the 4 Noble Truths. Suffering, the truth of suffering and its cause, attachment, the truth of joy or non-suffering and its cause, non-attachment. It's a great little mantra. Suffering, attachment, joy, letting go. But this is a way to align your body with that, okay? And really feel that letting go. So I love harmonization breath. They're all great. But again, if I were just to do one, probably the 6th one, Bagua breathing, that was inspired to me by a Hawaiian Huna method called Ha breathing, where you inhale 7, hold 7, exhale 7, hold the breath out for 7. That's amazing with the 6 healing sounds, by the way. And then on the 7th breath, you just exhale a sigh. But I was like, hey, I wonder if that works with Bagua and the mudras as well. Amazing. I love that. You get to lengthen the breath another second and just align with the Bagua. That would be, again, if I were just to transmit one of these to you, it would be that one. Bagua breathing, okay? But they're all invaluable, and I invite you to practice them individually or together like we did today. And I was explaining them. I can do all these pretty quick, 15, 20 minutes. I mean, if you give me the opportunity, hey, go do your full practice, I'm going right to this practice because I practiced Kundalini yoga at a high level for years, Taoist internal alchemy at a high level for years, and this is what I call Taoist Kundalini. Because Kundalini yoga is the cayenne peppers of the yoga systems. It's really, really, really stimulating. It's Raja yoga, King's yoga, so it's like all power. And when I want cayenne pepper, I do a little Kundalini yoga. I tune in, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, the whole thing, tune out with Satnam, textbooks, Kundalini yoga. But you know, I overstimulated terribly. I had the Kundalini syndrome. I couldn't close the eyes because all this emphasis on bringing the energy up the spine, but very little, if any, emphasis on bringing the energy back down. They sit on a lambskin with the intention that governs law, okay, both local and cosmic, to disconnect from the impure energy of the earth, this huge judgment on the earth and the feminine. So when I got into the Tao, it's more like grounding, no, heaven and earth, okay? Children, we are, humanity, the children of heaven and earth. I mentioned in the sequence of the Kriyas, the 3 pure ones, it's like heaven, earth, humanity. Okay, we are the child of heaven and earth because heaven and earth, form and formless, mommy and daddy, okay, would never have gotten together in bed to produce humanity if there wasn't the love. So that's the humanity's the love, the inner smile. That's quite often why we visualize a beautiful person that we love, bringing their energy, you know, or their image through our eyes, and then we begin our inner smile from there. So it's that heaven, earth, humanity. A lot of times I'll even just run the orbit, and you feel a spiral at your perineum, channeling up form, crown, channeling in formless, and the mid-eyebrow channeling in the love that unites them. Okay, so there's just a few sound bites. And I really just, the main thing is just give it a try and see how you feel, because I get more out of these 8 immortal breaths than I, with total respect to Yogi Bhajan and the whole Kundalini system, that I get out of Kundalini yoga, because I get the activation, but grounded. My breath is subjugated. I never saw any, and maybe there's some hidden ones that I wasn't privy to, having trained for many years with a variety of Sikhs. Subjugation, Kriyas, where you're pulsing the belly and all this. They do primarily breath retention stuff, and there's an edge to I mean, the Sikh line, they were full-blown warriors, and I say that with total respect. I mean, if I was living in the times that system came up with, you know, Guru Nanak and that whole lineage, and my chances of not living that long were great and so forth, I wouldn't mind stressing my heart out that much fire and get all this angina and stuff. I wouldn't care, because I'd probably die in the battle tomorrow. But fortunately, we're not living in those times, and I want something that's going to be more sustainable. And that's basically the approach with the Taoist cultivation in general. Tao means the way, but if you want a deeper translation, it's a water course way. So kind of like the Tao Te Ching constantly emphasizes, be like water, which controls fire, by the way, with the 5 elements, is results through time, okay? You have more of a container. If I go gorge on all this energy, but if I don't have a container, the earth, the grounding to hold it, it's like you found a treasure, but you have no way to carry it, okay? So I love Taoist approach to awakening and life, and that is why I started working with what I term Tao Kundalini. This is my Tao Kundalini set. And with the exception of the first Immortal Breath to the 7 endocrine glands, and the 4th Harmonization Breath, all of them are original, even though the 5 stations I learned from Grandmaster Chia, but I've never seen this approach of how to activate them in the way that I'm doing, especially with the subjugation. I've never seen that anywhere else. The only person I've seen come close to that is Iceman Wim Hof doing some subjugation before he dives in the ice, but it's very cursory breathing, still with total respect to him. He's an icebreaker, literally, for why ice baths are awesome. I do endorse cold therapy if it's right for you. You have to have a high immune system and so forth. But bottom line, this breath subjugation approach, amazing. The first Immortal Breath to the 7 endocrine glands, is one of 2 breaths in the entire 8 Immortal Breath sequences that technically isn't an original practice. This teaching I first saw in Dr. Stephen Chang's book, Exercises for Self-Healing, I think he calls it. And he does a deep inhalation, and then he holds the breath in, breath retention. Then he does root lock, neck lock with this mudra. And then he spirals the energy through the 7 endocrine glands. I've utilized that technique for almost 2 decades. It's an exceedingly powerful practice used by itself, with the sexual practices, with the cosmic practices. But breath retention, remember, is very, very yang. And I find it to be hyper-stimulating. So I started doing it with breath retention, kind of like a yin immortal breath. So just giving credit first and foremost to where I originally got it, and also letting you know that I added the detail of doing it with breath subjugation. And you can do it with the neck lock as well, but I tend to focus a little bit more just on the perineum power, or gentle rectal contraction, until you can isolate the perineum, and then kind of letting the body do its own thing as you subjugate the breath, because you will, in all likelihood, as I often do, experience involuntary kriyas as you practice these immortal breaths. The second Immortal Breath to the 5 stations, is a simplified way to practice the power lock, as it's articulated by Taoist Grandmaster Montauk Chia, with the sexual teachings. So I use that quite often in the sexual practice, but again, like with the first Immortal Breath to the 7 endocrine glands, I'm using breath subjugation. I've never seen that anywhere else in the Tao or any yoga system, frankly. They do breath subjugation, pull the navel to the spine, but doing those kriyas, spiraling the energy to different parts of your body. I'm sure it existed. I'm not claiming that I'm the only one that has this or anything like that, but it was just a spontaneous download from the life force, having practiced breath retention for years. I wanted to integrate the more cooling approach, more yin, of the breath subjugation. So this is an excellent practice to integrate into your sexual cultivation, the front and the back line, the 7 endocrine glands, and the 5 stations up the spine with breath subjugation. The third Immortal Breath to the 5 organs, is one of the most powerful ways that I know of to achieve full body orgasmic states. So I use this a lot as I do the previous 2 immortal breaths. I use the first 3 immortal breaths a lot in sexual practice. But according to the Tao, in order to achieve full body orgasmic states, the sexual energy has to penetrate all 5 major internal organs. So when I do that in the context of sexual cultivation and I feel it spiraling around kidneys, liver, heart, spleen, lung, when I'm with a partner, and I don't want to be absorbed totally in myself, of course, I may not isolate the regions of the anus, which is an iron shirt practice, iron shirt qigong, where you isolate the left and right sides of the anus to draw the energy to the kidneys, to the lung, the right side for the liver, left side for the spleen, center for the heart. I may not focus on that too much. You don't want to get stressed out, and you don't want to ignore your partner. You can just do it with your mind. But in solo practice in particular, I really, really like that because it does help direct the energy. Remember, the perineum essentially is the master point for the whole body. It's like a reflexology point for the whole body. So when you tighten the different regions of the anus and the perineum, it helps direct energy to these different organs. So it's really powerful. And so I use it a lot with sexual cultivation and also with the meditation known as turning the wheel of the law, where you spiral the energy through the microcosmic orbit and then the creation cycle. Some of the higher immortality cultivation where we do Connelly and then you just turn the wheel of the law. That is essentially what the first 3 immortal breaths deliver. First breath is to the Ren channel, 7 endocrine glands, back to the 5 stations and Du, main yang channel. And then the third one is to the 5 organs. So quite often after I do the first 3 immortal breaths, I'll just feel the orbit open and then I'll feel this clockwise spiral in the core and in the organs. So you're getting that up the back, down the front, and then also down the left, up the right, turning the wheel of the law. Very powerful practice. And quite often when I finish any of my meditations and I bring the energy back to the pearl, I'll just do that real quick. I'll run the orbit, spiral it through the 5 organs, and then collect. It's an advanced soundbite for you to take into your practice. The 4th immortal breath, harmonization breath, is technically the second of the 8 immortal breaths that's not original. In other words, I learned it from somewhere else. Regular alternate nostril breathing is one of, if not my most favorite techniques in all of yoga. If I was just able to do one thing yogic all day, it would be regular alternate nostril breathing. The Science of Brain Breathing, Swara Yoga, is an excellent book on that, if you care to read more, but it's one of the most advanced practices in all of yoga because it instantly equalizes left and right hemispheres of the body and brain, yin and yang. The swara, meaning the nostril, changes every 2 hours naturally, but sometimes it'll get locked on one side. So if it's locked on the right, we suffer from more heat imbalance. Locked on the left, we suffer from more cold imbalance. And again, regular alternate nostril breathing equalizes that. Integrating the psychic yin and yang aspects of acceptance and generosity is very, very powerful technique. So we know that on a physical level, cool energy is cool. Warm energy is warm. Well, on a psychic level, the balanced expression of cool is acceptance. Hey, you're cool. You can accept things. And the balanced expression of warm or yang is generosity. Like the sun, you're generous and shine on all things equally. But if we get too much heat, we get impatient. We get aversion. Stop that, right? And if we get too much cold, we get attachment. So it's kind of like the 4 noble truths: suffering, attachment, joy, letting go. You're inhaling acceptance, and acceptance washes out aversion, just like water will wash out excess heat. Balanced yang, generosity, washes out excess cold of attachment. So this is one of the most powerful, simple, elegant techniques I've ever seen or heard about in the entire repertoire of yoga. To balance the hemispheres of the body and brain on a physical level, and then integrating awareness of temperature, cool light, wash out excess heat, warm light, wash out excess cold, and then the psychic expressions of yin and yang. Acceptance washes out aversion, generosity washes out attachment, and then you just feel yin and yang equal and balanced in the center. Bagua Astral Chakra Kriya is a very, very powerful practice. And I explained most of it in the intro that you needed to know to practice it. But just one other quick detail, as you practice these 8 immortal breaths, you'll become more and more aware of directionality, you could say. Because in our personal body, the organs are the organs. But as you start to claim these larger and larger natural deity allies, we're cultivating relative immortality in the Tao. If we merge our pearl with the center of the earth and become an earth immortal, from the standpoint of a human life, we're immortal because we live for as long as the energy body of the earth, that is a pearl, lives. But of course, all things in the known universe arise, exist, and fade. So that means we will last as long as the earth lasts, in essence. So as you climb the stairway to heaven of all the practices in Grandmaster Montauk Chia's lineage, these are the different natural deity allies you'll be merging your consciousness with and claiming the directions as your organs. So in Greater Connelly, for example, as we claim the earth as our pearl, our heart becomes the south and all the fire on the planet. Spiritually, we can't absorb it physically, but on a spiritual level, energetic spiritual level, we can resonate with that and allow it, be in communication with it. So, hey, what's going on in the south? Okay, the north, water, and so forth. So as you become more and more aware of directionality in your practice, as you're doing Kan Li, Jin Tui, Kun, Kenson, Chen, you're feeling those directions. Kan Li, back front. Jin Tui, left and right. Kun Ken, the corners. Sun Chen, the corners. Tai Chi, up and down. Iao, fusing them into one. I wouldn't even begin to try to hold on to all of that right now, but as it becomes unconsciously competent for you, that is, as you're practicing, what you will feel. Those elements and directions coming into your center. So as I mentioned with the previous Kriya, as you become more and more aware of directionality, you can integrate directions. So Kan Li from the back and front, Jun Tui from the left and right, because we're facing south in the Tao. So therefore east is on the left, west is on the right, fire's in the front, water's in the back. Kun from your front right corner. Okay, Ken, your back left corner. Sun, your front left corner. And Chien, your back right corner. Again, no need to hold on to that in the beginning, but just so you know where it may evolve to as you cultivate Bagua breathing. I warned you, that's the most detailed one. If you haven't done Bagua Mudra before, you're probably like, what the heck? But when it gets effortless, that'll be no big deal. And I will use, it helps me, the main thing I found in doing this that helps me finish the Kriya, stay centered and finish the Kriya, is colors, okay? Because you're like, okay, which one did I do? This one is, I mean, you're doing 8 times 8, so 64. It's a lot of activation, and it's kind of like with a higher internal alchemy formula. Sometimes you just start checking out because you're expanding your energy body at such rapid pace, okay? So when you inhale Kan from behind water, I just see a blue pearl pulsing with each Kan Li, Jun Tui, Kun, Kenson, Chen, right? Red pearl from the front, those are easy. Lightning, okay, even though we're using wood and metal, lightning on the left. Lightning colored, okay? And then rain from the right. So I see like a ball of lightning and then a raindrop coming in from the left and the right, okay? If you prefer, especially if you haven't done much work with the 8 phenomena, okay, you're just familiar with the 5 elements, you can just use green and white for wood and metal, okay? Because Jun and Tui are what we use with the Bagua for wood and metal. Then, earth is easy, yellow from the front right corner. The back left corner, mountain, I just imagine a ball of mountain. So it's like mountain colored. You can also use blue because it's kind of like yang water, okay? Front left corner, sun, it connects with the gallbladder, so I use green, okay? Green also connects with the mind in Vedic practices, so I'm using a green pearl. And then for heaven, I'm just usually using like kind of like a clearish white light, for formless heaven energy, okay? So when I bring chien in, and it also relates kind of in a similar way as Ken, kind of like a second water. The large intestine with the Bagua is associated with Chen, which of course is the paired organ with metal, or with the lungs, both governed by metal. So that's another reason I use white, like heavenly energy, white, clearish energy. So again, try not to hold on to all the details, just go with the physicality of the Kriya, and then those details will present themselves to you organically. The 8th Immortal Breath, 360 spin Kriya, is kind of like the 7th one. It's a little bit detailed, but the reason, okay, because especially Western students like to know the why behind the how. The reason we're spiraling the energy in pairs, okay, Connelly, Juntui, Kunken, Sunshin, Tai Chi, okay, is because that's what our practice is designed to give us consciousness of, and therefore the energy, chi flows where the mind goes. So fusion, you're fusing 2 elements in one. Connelly, same thing, but kind of next level where you invert them. And so everything in the known universe is the yin and the yang. Even the systems that don't want to deal with polarity, they just want to right to the center, right to the center. Well, as far as we know, you still have polarity. You still have the I that doesn't want to talk about non-duality, and then the non-dual state. So you look at a energy outlet, okay, you always have 2 prongs because that's what we need to run energy. And then if it's a big current of energy required by bigger appliances, you actually have a third one, which is the third force is the grounding, okay? So even if you're into total just unity state, the absolute, they don't want to mess with polarity, a lot of that comes out of judgment on the earth, by the way, in the feminine. You can think of it as yin and yang holding the third force, okay? That was one of the huge evolutions with humanity, was when we got this opposable thumb, then we could pick up tools, okay? So that's, in a cosmic way, one way that I look at yin and yang theory, okay? So that's what we're doing with the 8 Immortal Breath. You're spiraling in pairs, and you're feeling, as those come together, you're feeling the torus. You're basically superimposing the torus on your body, but you're really using awareness of the Bagua, the elements, as you're doing that, okay? So by the end of this Kriya, all this energy is spiraling into your center. Now, one last thing I want to mention regarding what I call the Bagua torus, okay, is regarding men and women, okay? I'm a man, and I spiral the energy like this, okay? Now, if you study fusion of the 5 elements and you get to fusion 2, and we start working with the core channel more, okay? And the advanced core channel practice, we do a similar thing like that, where you're kind of doing just the front part of the torus, all right? Men spiral the energy like I'm articulating. They spiral it like this, and it comes into the core channel and out like that. Women do the opposite. They go up the core channel and then down, okay? Now, the reason that I understand that, okay, what I understand that to be, the reason behind it is, okay, is the yin within the yang and the yang within the yin. So I'm a man, physically, I have more yang energy, but then internally our polarity flips, okay? So in that regard, women, energetic emotionally, are yang, and externally they're yin. It's just like the earth that we're on. Externally it's more yin, all that water, but then you go into the center, you've got a nuclear reactor of an inner sun, all that lava and all that heat, okay? Basically a Connelly going all the time. You got the water on the surface and then the fire underneath cooking it, and you have a self-perpetuating process. That's the secret of inner alchemy. One of them, but huge one, is fire and water are the 2 most volatile elements. Heat rises, water falls. When you invert them, water sinks into the fire that's rising, you create a stable relationship and steam, and that's what life on this planet, as far as we know, came from, not just the oceans, but where the volcanoes were in the ocean, fire, water, Connelly, okay? So, what that means is for your practice is, I know a lot of people that do sacred geometrical meditations, and for men and women, they're using the torus like this, okay? Because that's how, as far as we know, the energy is coming in through the earth, through the North Pole, down out the south. So as far as I know, that's safe for everybody. But again, I'm a man, I have to, I just have to say it, like, for women, play with it and see if maybe you want to go the other way or you're spiraling it this way. So when you bring the energy in for that last Kriya, it's instead of spiraling like this, it's spiraling like this, okay? Because that's mirroring what's going on with your physical body is yin. So that's yin, right? Energy goes down. But then and then it flips the polarity. So your energy body is yang. Men are the opposite. Our external body is yang. See, energy going up and then down through the center. Okay, so that's a very subtle detail that you may never, need or integrate into your practice, but because this is a download of the ages. I mean, this is like, I've worked on this practice for years, and it's just something that I would not feel would be an incomplete transmission if I didn't mention this, okay? So feel free to practice it both ways and see what works best for you, but I am going with formally, based on my understanding of energetics, recommending that men spiral their Bagua torus like this, and women spiral it like this, okay? In alignment with the Fusion 2 practice as given to us by Grandmaster Manchak Chia. But I always, inner authority, play with it, see how you feel, and go from there. But above all, I want to articulate gratitude to you that you are here witnessing this download. And if it's a big download, I mean, most people may not have the time and impetus to go through them all. So maybe as we were sitting here, whatever one resonated with you the strongest, you could just do that one. But it's my highest honor to support you on this journey and share with you this teaching, the 8 immortal breaths. My dear friends, practice well and be well.